So I'm here with a video about how to understand Virgo energy. So this is for Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising, Virgo Mercury in Virgo, Venus in Virgo, Moon in Virgo. Okay, obviously there are other planets as well. We have Jupiter and Uranus and Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto. But I'm not going to go through those. Some of those planets are outer planets and they're more generational than specific. Even though in your birth chart you should look at where everything is to see how it pertains to you. But I'm just going to focus on these primary elements of a birth chart. All right. So how accurate this is depends on the information you have. So if you have your exact birth time, your exact birthplace, then the more specific your placements are. So you know your moon and your rising. If you only have your birthday and year, and you have your place of birth and that's it, you don't know the time, your moon or rising could be wrong. So it's best to actually know the person's entire birthday, birth time, birthplace accurately. All right, so let me just jump into this. So I do have some notes just because I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay. All right, so understanding Virgo energy. First of all, Virgo Sun. Virgo Sun people, a lot of times people think of just, first thing comes to mind is like, oh, these people are overly neat and neat freaks and things like that. And I don't think that's the first thing I would start with. Yes, Virgo can like things a certain way. That doesn't always mean every Virgo is like a neat freak, but you could have a tendency there. I think it's important to understand, like, why would someone with a Virgo sun be that way? First, we have to think about Mercury. Mercury rules Virgo. Okay, Mercury has to do with the mind. So actually Virgo is more of a sign that deals with this analytical process, okay? When a Virgo is doing something, they like things done in a compartmentalized way, so they know how to figure things out. A lot of Virgos sometimes deal with planning and scheduling because they like to know what's ahead so they can prepare for it. Virgos can tend to worry sometimes. I do think sometimes people think Virgos are like, oh, they're so critical. I think, one, that's a good thing if you need really good feedback and someone that could be like a thought partner in something. But also, if you understand, like, Virgo wants things done the right way. It's not that they're coming at you. Virgos have really high standards for themselves as well. But the Virgo sun person wants, what they do is a reflection of their work. So when they do something or, they're involved in something, they want it to go right. Okay? And it's a mutable sign. So Virgo is not really a stubborn sign. If they think they know what they're talking about, they might still like, no, I know what I'm talking about, especially Mercury is the mind, analyzing. If Virgo spent a long time studying something or understanding something, they're going to be like, no, I know what I'm talking about. But as a mutable sign, they really aren't very stubborn. They will listen to other people's opinions. And if something works, the Virgo will do it. They're an earth sign. They want the outcome. So if it works, Virgo sun will tend to do it. All right. Now let's move on to Virgo moon. The moon is different than the sun. The Virgo is your internal processing, okay, your feelings and your emotions. The Virgo sun person is not really Virgo moon person is not impulsive. They have to internalize. They have to analyze everything. So sometimes if you're in a relationship with a moon and Virgo person, they might take a while to determine what they want. Not like Libra, where Libra can be indecisive. But Virgo moon wants to really understand what's going on. So sometimes, people will notice a Virgo moon person might want to talk about everything. And it's different than Gemini. Gemini wants to talk and understand and get all the information. But Virgo is really going to want to process things. And sometimes that's too much for a sign. It's like, hey, I just want to know, are we together or not? I don't want to talk about all these specifics, but Virgo moon might want to do that. They think very deeply. It might come across that they're not overly emotional, but it's because the way they process emotion might be a little bit different, where like they might compartmentalize how they feel. Okay. And it can definitely frustrate other moon signs. If you're not, the moon and Virgo person takes a while to try to, especially if you're talking about relationships, let you know if they like them, or let them know if you like them or not. That can be very frustrating. Another thing about moon and Virgo, the sun in Virgo wants to project that they're organized and project that they are, hard workers. The moon and Virgo person wants to feel comfortable with the decisions they've made. The moon and Virgo person wants to feel like they are organized. So it's a different drive there. Virgo sun wants to project, this is who I am. Virgo moon, internally, that really is who they are. Okay. So, sometimes Virgo moons won't bother with things that they don't feel is going to have an outcome. Remember, and it's different than Capricorn. Capricorn wants the goals. Virgo is an earth sign as well. Virgo wants to work on things. They like projects. They like getting things done. Okay. Virgo rising. So how do you differentiate between the sun and the rising or the ascendant? Okay. This is the reputation, how others view you. If you're a Virgo rising, does not mean you're just like a Virgo. I'm a Virgo sun and Virgo rising, but I also know some Virgo rising people. Okay. One thing you'll notice about Virgo rising people is in some areas of their life, they're not very much like Virgos. But when it comes to getting work done, they're very meticulous. Virgo rising people care a lot about how their work shows their effort. They might be kind of overly critical on themselves about how the things that they're doing are produced. Okay. Your Virgo rising people might also be very specific about their surroundings, and sometimes people think, oh, Virgo's just being picky. Virgo likes to feel comfortable, similar to how Cancer might really care about their home environment. Virgo rising is going to be very meticulous about what their space looks like, what their workplace looks like. I mean, their job, if they have their office, they're going to want to know, in their house, they're going to want to take the lead on what things should look like, and they're going to care about those little small details. Okay. And one last thing is they're very practical as well. Just like Virgo sun, there's a practicalness of the way they get things done. Okay. Next, sorry, I'm all over the place. Mercury and Virgo. Mercury rules Virgo. So if a person has Mercury and Virgo, that's a very strong placement, because Mercury is what makes Virgo a person who's always going to think deeply about things. They pick things apart. Virgo's about the details. A lot of times people don't understand how important that is, how important it is to notice the details, because Virgo can often fix something, or they can stop a train wreck, not literally, but they can stop something that could be disastrous with one little detail. Wait a minute, did you guys think about this? Wait a minute, did you realize this? Hey, that can't be on that day because of this. Virgo energy will catch that. Okay, Virgo type people, Virgo sun, Virgo moon, Virgo rising, Mercury and Virgo. Excuse me. Mercury and Virgo person is deals with thought process. So a person with this placement is probably going to be very good at their job. They understand the importance of getting things done. Mercury and Virgo person is going to want to cipher the information. Okay. They're also going to be really good at communication. This is the person that if you call them, they might actually pick up the phone. Mercury and Virgo understands the importance of communicating and staying in touch and being able to be helpful in that manner. Because remember, Virgo is the sign of service. Okay. And next we're going to talk about Venus and Virgo. Okay. So Venus and Virgo. Venus is the planet of love, possessions, things, luxury. Venus can also tell a little bit about someone's values in some cases, but mostly it's considered the planet of love. Now, traditionally, there's a thought that Venus is how a woman loves, and Venus is how what type of woman a man would be attracted to. Now, obviously, that's traditional, and some people are in same-sex relationships, so that might not work for them, but it's still good to just know in general the Venus and Mars placements, and you can apply them as need be. All right, Venus and Virgo. All right, Venus in Virgo actually falls here. It's not the most comfortable placement because Venus is about love and exploring and embracing love, and Virgo is about deadlines and structure and analyzing things, and it's really hard to analyze love. Love is an emotion. And so they can stay single for a while because they know what they want. They've thought about it for so long, and Virgo can be very specific in some cases. On the contrary, some Virgos, though, because Virgo likes projects and Virgo likes putting effort into things and seeing the outcome, some Venus and Virgo people could actually end up in relationships that they're not supposed to be in, or stay in bad relationships because they want to fix someone, or they want to help them, or they want to see it through because they put so much work in. So sometimes it can be a problem, with that, in that aspect with this placement. It's also might be hard for some Venus and Virgo people to accept love freely. That's just the reality of it. Okay. And also Venus and Virgo people, they might do better actually with a sign that's not an earth sign. I mean, it depends. If your Venus sign is an earth, you guys might understand each other better, but some people want spark. So if you're Venus and Virgo and you want someone that's going to push you out of your uncomfortableness or your shyness in regards to love or your pickiness, you might want to find something like a fire sign or a water sign that's going to bring that, bring it out of you a little bit more. Mars and Virgo, last thing. So Mars is the planet of, there's so many different ways you can describe Mars, but Mars is a very aggressive planet. It's a very dominant planet. It's a planet associated with passion and intimacy. Okay, Mars and Virgo. Okay, so here again, it's not a perfect, great placement because Mars is about action. Virgo's about thinking. So there's two different things going on here. However, a person with Mars in Virgo, their actions require thoughts. This is not a reckless person. They want to consider all angles before acting. You know, your Mars and Virgo person is not someone who's going to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't think about that before I did it. They're going to already have thought about all the possibilities before it happens. They don't make foolish decisions, or don't tend to make foolish decisions, especially if their other placements complement this placement. You know, if you're a Virgo person, Mars or Virgo, you have other placements that show thinking and putting thought into things. It's a great way to have someone who is very thoughtful in their approach to getting things done and how they approach, you know, situations. For some cases, Mars can also deal with, like I said, the intimacy part. So this would not be a person who is very brash or very overly flirtatious. Mars is sometimes associated with men and how they flirt or how they, you know, deal in romantic situations. It can take the sign can take too long to decide something. Not because of like Libra, where it's indecisive, but because they're trying to pick apart all the facts. And sometimes you have to just do things. So that can be the downfall to a Mars and Virgo placement. All right. If you like this video, please hit the like button and be sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. Thank you.